The female orgasm is a complex and often misunderstood phenomenon. It's an experience that can be both physically and emotionally satisfying. However, it is often shrouded in myths and misconceptions. This video aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the female orgasm, exploring the science, cultural perspectives, and tips for enhancing pleasure. Understanding the female orgasm is crucial for both women and their partners. It fosters open communication and intimacy in relationships. By debunking myths and promoting accurate information, we can empower women to embrace their sexuality and experience the full spectrum of pleasure. Throughout history, the female orgasm has been a subject of fascination, debate, and even suppression. From ancient texts to modern research, our understanding of female sexuality has evolved significantly. However, there is still much to learn and unlearn about this essential aspect of the human experience. Join us as we delve into the world of female orgasm, separating fact from fiction and empowering women to embrace their sexual well-being. What exactly is female orgasm? The female orgasm is a physiological and psychological response to sexual stimulation, often described as a peak of sexual pleasure. During orgasm, a combination of physical contractions, intense sensations, and emotional release occurs. Physical responses of female orgasm involves pelvic muscle contractions, which are rhythmic contractions typically occurring in the pelvic muscles, vaginal walls, uterus, and sometimes the anus. There's an increase in heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing as the orgasm builds and peaks. Following this, there is release of muscular tension, often leading to a sense of relief and relaxation. Also, increased blood flow to the genitals causes the clitoris and vaginal area to become engorged. Psychological response of orgasm includes euphoria and pleasure. Many women describe feelings of intense pleasure and emotional release. There is also endorphin release. The brain releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, contributing to bonding and relaxation. Women report variety of experiences. Orgasm can vary greatly between individuals and even for the same person at different times. Some women experience multiple orgasms in one session, while others may have one or none. Different types of stimulation can lead to orgasm, such as clitoral stimulation, vaginal penetration, including G-spot stimulation, or a combination of both. Psychological and emotional factors also play a significant role. Now, let us separate facts from fiction. One of the most persistent myths surrounding female orgasm is that it should always be achieved through penetrative intercourse alone. This misconception has been perpetuated by various sources, including media, cultural narratives, and even some outdated medical opinions. The idea that intercourse is the only valid or natural way for a woman to reach orgasm can create unnecessary pressure and unrealistic expectations for both partners in a relationship. This is simply not true. In fact, research has shown that a significant number of women do not achieve orgasm through intercourse alone. For many, other forms of stimulation are necessary and more effective. Women can experience orgasms through various forms of stimulation, including clitoral stimulation, manual stimulation, and the use of sex toys. Clitoral stimulation, in particular, is often cited as the most reliable method for many women. The clitoris has a high concentration of nerve endings, making it highly sensitive and responsive to touch. It is important to understand that every woman will have her own individual and unique distribution of nerve endings, and no two women are the same in the extent, distribution, and sensitivity of the nerve endings. The use of sex toys can also enhance sexual experiences and provide additional forms of stimulation that might be difficult to achieve otherwise. There are a wide variety of sex toys available, each designed to cater to different preferences and needs. From vibrators to dildos, these tools can be used to explore new dimensions of pleasure. It's important to emphasize that every woman's body is different, and what brings one woman pleasure may not have the same effect on another. This diversity in sexual response is completely normal and should be embraced rather than judged. Open communication with partners about preferences and desires can lead to more fulfilling sexual experiences. Another common misconception is that women who don't experience orgasms easily are frigid or dysfunctional. This harmful stereotype can lead to feelings of inadequacy and shame, further complicating a woman's relationship with her own sexuality. This is a harmful stereotype that can lead to feelings of inadequacy and shame. It's crucial to understand that sexual response can be influenced by a multitude of factors, and not experiencing orgasm does not equate to being broken, less than, or not being sexually compatible. The reality is that many factors can influence a woman's ability to orgasm, including lack of knowledge, misconceptions, stress, relationship issues, hormonal fluctuations, and certain medications. Stress, in particular, can have a significant impact on sexual function, as it can lead to physical tension and mental distraction. Relationship issues, such as lack of communication or unresolved conflicts, can also create barriers to sexual satisfaction. Some people believe that the size and shape of a woman's genitalia determine her capacity for orgasm. This belief is not only unfounded but also perpetuates harmful body image issues. Again, this is a myth. While different women have different sensitivities and preferences, there is no scientific basis for these claims. The ability to experience orgasm is not determined by physical attributes, but rather by a combination of psychological, emotional, and physiological factors. Understanding the complexity of female sexuality requires a holistic approach that considers all aspects of a woman's life and well-being. It's crucial to approach conversations about female orgasm with sensitivity and respect. Open and honest communication can help dispel myths and foster a more supportive environment for sexual exploration. Every woman's experience is valid, and there is no right or wrong way to experience pleasure. Embracing this diversity can lead to more fulfilling and satisfying sexual relationships. By challenging these harmful myths, we can create a more open and accepting environment for women to explore their sexuality. Education and open dialogue are key to breaking down these barriers and promoting a healthier, more inclusive understanding of female sexual pleasure. Cultural beliefs and societal norms play a significant role in shaping attitudes towards female sexuality and orgasm. These beliefs are deeply rooted in history, religion, and the collective experiences of communities. They influence how women perceive their own bodies and their sexual rights. In some cultures, female pleasure is celebrated and encouraged. These societies often have rituals and traditions that honor female sexuality, viewing it as a natural and important aspect of life. Celebrations and festivals may include dances and songs that openly acknowledge and praise female sensuality, while in others, it is taboo or even suppressed. In these cultures, discussions about female sexuality are often avoided, and women may face significant social stigma if they express their sexual desires. This suppression can lead to feelings of isolation and shame. This suppression can also condition women to have a low expectation of female sexual pleasures, with a view and belief that sexual enjoyment is only for men. This is not so. Understanding these diverse perspectives can help us appreciate the complexities surrounding female sexuality. It allows us to see the broader picture and recognize that attitudes towards female pleasure are not uniform, but vary widely across different societies. In some traditional societies, female orgasm is viewed as essential for conception. This belief is often tied to ancient myths and medical theories that suggest a woman's pleasure is necessary for her to conceive a child. This belief often stems from the idea that a woman's body needs to be ready for pregnancy. It is thought that orgasm signals a state of readiness and health, making conception more likely. However, this is not scientifically accurate. Modern medical science has shown that while orgasm can enhance sexual pleasure and intimacy, it is not a prerequisite for conception. Fertility is influenced by a variety of factors, including overall health, timing, and biological conditions. While orgasm can enhance sexual pleasure, it is not a prerequisite for conception. Couples can conceive without the woman experiencing orgasm, and focusing solely on this aspect can create unnecessary pressure and stress. On the other hand, some cultures view female sexuality with suspicion or fear. These attitudes can be rooted in patriarchal structures that seek to control women's bodies and limit their autonomy. Women may be taught to repress their desires or even feel ashamed of their bodies. This can lead to a lack of sexual education and awareness, making it difficult for women to understand and embrace their own sexuality. These restrictive attitudes can have a detrimental impact on women's sexual well-being and their overall quality of life. They can lead to mental health issues, relationship problems, and a general sense of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. It's important to note that cultural beliefs are not static. They evolve over time, influenced by various factors such as education, technology, and exposure to different ways of thinking. With globalization and increased access to information, attitudes towards female sexuality are evolving in many parts of the world. Women are gaining more platforms to share their experiences and challenge outdated norms. There is a growing movement to empower women, challenge harmful norms, and promote sexual liberation. This movement is gaining momentum, with more women advocating for their rights and demanding respect for their sexual autonomy. By understanding and supporting these efforts, we can contribute to a more inclusive and respectful world for all women. To fully appreciate the female orgasm, it's helpful to understand the underlying biological mechanisms. The female body is a marvel of intricate design, with each part playing a crucial role in the overall experience of sexual pleasure and response. The female reproductive system is a complex network of organs, hormones, and nerve endings that work together to facilitate sexual response and pleasure. This system includes the ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, and vagina, each contributing to the reproductive process and sexual health. The clitoris is the primary organ involved in female sexual arousal and orgasm. It is often compared to the male penis due to its similar structure and function, though it is much smaller and more sensitive. Yes, more sensitive per area of nerve endings. It is a highly sensitive organ located at the top of the vulva. The clitoris has thousands of nerve endings, making it the most sensitive part of the female anatomy. Its sole purpose is to provide sexual pleasure. The clitoris is only for sexual pleasure compared to the penis, which functions to allow urination, sexual penetration, and passage of semen. The clitoris has no other non-sexual function. When stimulated, the clitoris sends signals to the brain, triggering a cascade of physiological responses that culminate in orgasm. These signals travel through the nervous system, activating various parts of the brain responsible for pleasure and reward. The vagina also plays a role in sexual pleasure, although it is less sensitive than the clitoris. The vaginal canal is lined with mucous membranes and contains a network of blood vessels and nerve endings that respond to stimulation. The walls of the vagina contain nerve endings that respond to touch and pressure, contributing to overall sexual arousal. These nerve endings are particularly concentrated in the lower third of the vaginal canal, which is why some women find certain types of penetration more pleasurable than others. During sexual stimulation, the brain releases a cocktail of hormones, including dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. Dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good hormone, as it is associated with pleasure and reward. These hormones contribute to feelings of pleasure, relaxation, and bonding. Oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone, plays a significant role in social bonding and emotional connection, while endorphins act as natural painkillers and mood enhancers. Understanding the interplay between these hormones and the nervous system can help us better comprehend the complexities of female sexual response. By recognizing how these elements work together, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate and multifaceted nature of female sexuality, ultimately leading to more fulfilling and informed experiences. We hope you have found this video helpful. Do kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you have not yet done so. And do take time to add your comments.